Hey, Jim.
Good evening.
Hey, Brian. Margie. Nice talking Monday night, Jim.
I'm sorry, Dennis.
A nice talk on your system.
Oh, thank you.
You're an engineer. What kind of engineer were you?
I'm sorry.
You're an engineer.
Yes.
Which kind?
Oh, mechanical.
Ah.
Matheson loses Farabee, and I thought Tristan Jerry could have been a little more aggressive here. Also, he's pinned on his goal line, and Farabee just walks out the goal line on his forehand, puts it off the far post, and then
now let's see. How's that?
Farabee in his second NHL season.
Okay.
8 goals last year. And
9. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Rex.
Nine o'clock.
Marty, I'm just looking. We could put Alan's head on top of your body and have a whole person.
There she is.
I didn't want you to see my construction zone. I got my background fixed. Because I'm in a different location, so.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Margie. I've still got Monday's notes in front of me. Here we go again.
Are you sharing, Rex?
Mm. Mm.
I better not. Everybody knows all it takes is one sip and I'm out.
Uh-oh. Well, you have to dilute it.
They really dilute it for me.
Oh, what I do is sometimes when I have, say like this, I'll have a half left. And I thought, I think I've had enough. I'll just take Coca-Cola and put it in there, fill it up to the top, and I've got a cooler.
Yeah. The Germans will do that with beer. Mix it half and half beer and the other half 7-Up or sparkling
Oh,
water.
okay. I thought you were going to say they mix a beer with the wine.
Well, late at night, maybe.
Ooh, this thing just goes into second gear. Said restart now.
You redid your basement, huh? Since I've been there last.
Oh no. That screen that's up there. Behind there is our older sleep number bed, and we brought that downstairs to make room for the new one. We bought two twins,
Uh-huh.
so we have basically a king, but we can move them up and down separately. You know, the feet and the
Yep.
headboard, we can move them up and down separately. So
Do you
we
like
bought
them?
that- Oh yeah. It's just, I can't believe they can tell you as much as they do about yourself. They do a sleep value. They show you your restful sleep, the unrested sleep, and they count the number of times you've been up during the night.
Wow.
And they have a light underneath the bed so that if you're in the dark when you get up and get out of the bed, the light turns on.
I'll be darned.
The only thing they don't do is serve you a drink.
Yeah, I've been
And
thinking about getting one.
oh, they're nice. They're really nice. We got ours from the Sleep Number store. And the only issue we've had with it is we thought when they installed it that it was on average height, but Carol's only 5'4", and she can't climb
Get
up
in
onto it. She has to back up onto it.
it.
And sometimes she whoops, it goes over. So I tried calling the store and they said call the headquarters, and we have a schedule for them to come out and lower the bed. And the other thing is we got to be careful it's not too low because we have this robot that does the vacuuming.
Oh, yeah.
We want to make sure it doesn't get trapped under there. So, yeah,
Poor Carol.
this is what you do when there's nothing else to do outside the house, right? You start spending money and finding things to do that you would have never done otherwise. I'm spending all my camera money.
And I spend all my money on the cameras, the lenses and etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marty, how's your you have a new telephoto lens that's that you mentioned.
Yes.
Things with it?
Well, not recently, but the picture that's on the front of the newsletter is one that I took with that lens.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many miles back it can see, but it's kind of like in one photo I could see the windmills that are on top of the mountain back there. So it's kind of cool. I'm liking it.
Yeah, and you get it with a high resolution camera, right? So the detail is fine when you move it up to like 2x and 3x on your monitor. You put it at 2x, it's just I'm sure it's amazing to see the detail.
Oh yeah, the back of the camera doesn't give it justice, that's for sure. you have to see it on a bigger screen to appreciate what it's done. Because when we were at Twin Lakes, when I was using it, I wasn't like real happy with what I saw on the back of the camera. When I brought it into the computer, it was like, oh, well, that's much better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, also, I don't know, what was the problem with the back of the camera? Is it look too dark? Because you can change the brightness of the back of your camera.
It wasn't that. It just kind of looked, I don't know, grainy or something. But then when I put it on the computer, it was sharp. So that's okay.
Well, I don't know. It can be my eyesight, but I can tell you that every
be mine.
camera that I have had, every digital camera, I'm sorry, what was it?
I said it could be my eyesight too.
Every camera that I've had, every digital camera that I've had to turn the brightness all the way up. It's really, because if you're outside, it's really difficult, to see in the first place. So I find that turning it all the way up is the best thing for me to do. I don't know about anybody else. Does anybody else have anything to say about that?
Never touched it.
How about, yeah, Dennis, do you turn yours all the way up, or do you have
No.
it sort of halfway? Or?
As it came out of the box. I haven't touched it.
Huh.
Maybe I should.
And I'm gonna guess a wild, guess that it's probably about halfway up then.
Yeah.
Well, I like mine turned all the way up. You can find it in your the services at the back of the camera.
Yeah.
Hi, Jim.
Oh, Rex.
Hey. Alan, you're awful quiet over there.
So I
Tell me.
promised.
I'm watching the Penguin game.
Huh?
How many puppy dogs do you have, Ellen?
Pardon me?
How many puppy dogs do you have?
2 German Shepherds.
They get along with other dogs?
The female does. The male gets a little snippy. He don't like nobody around his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's a rescue and was for the first 3 years of his life, he never left a crate.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
There's some
Other
people
than when
out
they
there
grabbed
real
him and threw
cruel.
him outside.
Wow.
Oh. I hate to hear those stories.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't
just
understand
had,
how-
one follow-up from my file management presentation on Monday, and I promise I will not bring up my flow chart. But I did want to mention, I told you in lieu of keywords, I was using the collection feature. What I failed to mention, and probably if you're not aware of it, you probably should be, is that if you go on a, like if I go on a shoot, let's say on Sunday at Lynn Run, and I come back and I've got, let's say maybe a half a dozen photos of the stream there possibly. And I may just select one of those photos and put it in my stream collection. But let's say 2 years from now, I want to look for stream related photos. I can go into the collection and right click on that one photo that I stuck in the collection. And it allows you to, it'll take you back to where that file was located in Windows Explorer. So even though I might have had a half a dozen stream photos that I really liked, all I need to do is to drag one of those into the collection. And then anytime I want stream photos, I can find that one and use it to go back to the original file folder to find the rest of them. And I know I don't use Lightroom, but I know that feature is available in the Lightroom collection mode as well.
Yeah, I use collections for just a number of different things. Like sometimes I'll want not just a collection of flowers, but I'll want a collection of red flowers. And so I'll go all over and pick out the red flowers from all of my shoots that that I want and assign them to that collection. And so then I'll have red flowers, then I can have yellow, etc. All the other colors that I might want to have. So I've got 3 or 4 of those. I have a general flowers collection and that of specific ones that I like. And then I'll have, in addition to that, a collection of specific colored flowers. You could probably do the same thing with orchids, separate orchids from flowers and things like that. Also, usually in the process of doing that, I'm not good at it, but I try to remember to put that in the keywords that I have them marked in some other way. Like I'll have them marked as in the red flower collection. It's not perfect, but it is an option that I like to use when I can remember to use it. And I have architecture, collection of architecture, etc. Kids, toddlers, children in general, babies, families. It's nice to be able to drop down to the collection and very quickly look at it that way, or I can go over into the keywords and look at it that way. So there's really two directions you can go in Lightroom to look for the work that you've done. It is flexible.
Well, even in mine, the way I showed y'all, I do a lot of course, plants and flowers because of being a master gardener, but I do it by the common name and then the botanical name. And the botanical name is extremely important only because a lot of the plants you have up here are called, their common name is different over there in Texas. So I have to go both ways.
Yeah, that's Latin, right? They're Latin.
Mm-hmm.
And I have I belong to Fine Art America, and I have a collection in there of various things. I also have a collection of flowers, and I wanted to make sure, since it was potentially a place that people that really knew something about flowers and orchids, that I had to make sure that what I was posting was the correct flower. And I spent quite a bit of time trying to hand type the name of different kinds of orchids in, and then a large box of keywords to put in there too. So so I've learned to look up the Latin name. I only when I'm putting them in FAA, the Fine Art America FAA. So you can find those things under my name. Then I have a collection of cars in there, some of my Photoshop automobiles, classic cars.
So are we critiquing tonight?
Yes, we are. Whenever y'all are ready. I hadn't heard anything from Brian. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm just listening.
Okay. Well, if y'all want to start critiquing, just let me know.
Well, Margie, I tell you what, just one more brief item, and this is primarily, I think, for Brian's information. At the Monday meeting, we were talking about the show at Latrobe Arts Center. And I told you I would check to see if I go to the Arts Center and get an idea of how many prints we could hang on the walls. I went there this afternoon. And before I went there, I took a look. I had brochures from the last 2 years of their Mr. Rogers exhibition, and counted the ones that were hanging on the walls of those 2 exhibitions. In both cases, they were just a few, they were basically 60 hanging on the walls there.
Okay.
And I talked to the one woman there that kind of runs their exhibit, and she said 60 is a fairly decent round number. It obviously depends on the size of the prints and the whole bit. But for just rough estimate, 50 to 60 would be a target for us.
Okay. Hey, Dennis, before we get started, how much memory's in your I'm assuming you're using a MacBook laptop?
iMac.
Oh, you're using an iMac. Okay. What memory and processor do you have?
I have a i7 4 gigahertz. It's an iMac dated 2006, and I bought it with 16 gigs, and I put another 16 from Crucial, so it's got 32 in it.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, anytime. One more thing on, well, I don't know if you saw the note from Michael Gordon about his presentation on Death Valley and our $100 offer, which he accepts. But we need to find a couple of dates. So those with a high-level view of the calendar need to pick a date or two to offer him some time, an hour.
Okay. All right, we'll get on that. I'll get that figured out for you.
Yeah, they do workshops. He's trying to do workshops in the winter when the weather's tolerable. So he's going to be a little busy in like February and probably part of March.
Okay.
But other than that,
all right,
pretty flexible.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, that was all I had, guys. You can, Margie, you can do whatever it is you wanted to do.
All righty, I'm gonna get in here. Y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to be critiquing, and I want to repeat this because it's very important to me that critiquing is not tearing your photo apart or criticizing it. It's actually a learning tool. You can take what we say or you can leave it, but it will give you an idea of a different angle or how, in their opinion, that it may be improved. You can take their opinion or not. This is your artwork. All right, we're going to start here. I like to critique, always start off to critique with something good that you find. Then how you, in your opinion, may change it to make it better. All right, here's the first one. Remember, it's a learning tool, so hop in there and tell us how you would improve it.
Well, first off, I always like, when there's a snowy scene, I always like to see a pop of red. I don't know, I just like that.
What?
A pop of red in a snow scene.
A pop of red.
Yeah, a pop of red.
Yep.
Or, you know, or like this fall tree, it's kind of cool. So I always like that. With that said, though, I probably would have gotten rid of that blue and red spots down there. It looks like a tarp or something there, and then maybe bring the edge to cut out the light post. Other than that, I like the photo. It leads me into that little shed. I like how the tree frames the picture. I need to move everybody here. So that's my thought.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree. I like how the tree is framing the photo, and you know, how the road is leading you into the back of the photo. What is that red building back there? Do you know?
This one here?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what it is. It's some kind of shed.
Yeah. No, it's a shame it couldn't have been like a little barn or something.
Oh, I
But,
know, I
you
know.
But I think it, I think it works.
Margie, I like the composition. Just two minor comments. The tree trunk on the right-hand side.
I know.
And I don't know what you had to crop or what you did or didn't crop, but
I didn't crop anything, and I know what you're going to say.
yeah, it's a shame that it wasn't over another 9 inches so that the entire bottom trunk of the tree was in the photo.
I
That's
agree.
really, really minor. What I really noticed about the trunk is, I don't know if it's a post-processing artifact, what you might have done, but the right-hand side of the trunk along the bottom has like a white glow to it.
There's a halo.
A halo, yeah, a halo.
Mm-hmm. No, that's out of the camera. That tree was not, I hadn't missed with the tree. And I looked at it and I don't know if it was the way the sun was hitting it, because sun was going down at the time. And I'm in the middle of the street right now. May I say I'm in my car in the middle of the street right now. It's cold. And the sun was going down a little bit, and they had the sun was, I guess you could say it's was lighting up the tree a little bit, and I wanted to catch that. But I do know what you're talking about. It's right over here.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. And that's the way it was. I could have went in there and tried to take it out, but it was like this, and all through here was a foggy looking thing, foggy looking. So I just left it. I tried to bring it over some, and then I had my mirror in the way, and it was getting dark, and I didn't want to get out of my car because there was no place to park. And I would have been ran over.
You mean?
There is something about this photo too that bothers me, and somebody needs to pick it up. Anybody see what I'm talking about? Look real
Well,
good.
The light
I
post
would-
on the left.
I'm sorry, what was it?
The crooked light post on the left.
Yeah, I saw
Non-vertical.
that. Yeah.
Margie, the only thing I would, if you're looking for something, it would have been nice if the left edge of the road came in at the bottom of the frame rather than that little bit up the left side of the frame.
Yeah.
That's a matter of where you would be standing.
Yeah, it's a matter of where the car was parked. And like I said, I'm in the middle here and it's starting to get dark. And then I would have missed out on this tree trunk. So I was slowly going up so that I could catch most of the tree trunk. But yeah, this right here, do y'all see where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
That's a red spot there that is too bright. It should have been toned down right here.
I thought Marty mentioned that.
That's the one I said, take it out.
Yeah.
I can take it out without a problem.
Yeah, I think she mentioned that in the blue, that
In
blue.
blue
thing.
part.
Oh, yeah, okay, she did mention the blue, yeah,
Yeah.
she really did. Right here.
Mhm.
But this is a kid's playground.
I- But I would have gotten rid of both of those little
Yep,
spots in the fence.
you're right. That's exactly what I need to do, is get rid of both of these. Okay. That's almost straight out of the camera, by the way. That
Cropped.
sky was weird.
Straight out of the camera, but it's cropped.
Yeah,
Well,
Okay.
Exposure.
It's not,
Exposure.
okay, what I'm saying is the sky was like that. It was a weird, a real weird looking sky.
Yeah.
And the clouds went over the sun. The sun's right in here. But any, color or anything like that, I didn't feel well with that. I just left it like it is. That's the reason I took a picture of this, is because of the sky was,
Oh, it's nice, dramatic.
yeah, it was very dramatic. Jump in.
Well, I think it's part of the picture, and I think it's fine like it is. But what I'm looking at, and I just think it's a curious anomaly, is the way in the lower left-hand corner, one tree branch heads out towards the lower left-hand side, and on the lower left-hand side, there's a tree that comes up and meets it. So it just forms a sort of like a bow for a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong. It's just the way it is when you have random craziness going
around. Yeah.
Nature's, we're talking about nature's random nature. But it was just a pattern that I noticed.
Do you think it would have been better with a little bit more of the ground level showing, or
It
not looking
might
at
have been, but it was all brushed down in here. And my focus was more on the sky. I'm a sky person. I love taking pictures of the sky. But it was all brush. You see how it is down here? This is all brush, and that's, we would have seen more brush.
Okay.
Archie, I kind of agree with Suzanne on that, and I fully appreciate wanting the sky to dominate, but it does look like it's chopped, the bottom's chopped off.
Yeah, it's only by me taking a picture in that way, but other than that, it was not chopped off. Yeah. Actually, this is a hill right here too. If you can see how the trees go down, it's on a hill. Yeah. But it's well worth, when I go back out there, which I'm out there all the time, I don't know that I'll catch another sky like this, but I can definitely take another picture of these trees, that's for sure, and add more to it. Actually, I can add more to this picture, but then, we get into photoshopping. I just went back twice, didn't I? Let me find out where I'm at here.
Beautiful.
It's a nice photo.
Yeah, I really like the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, the play of the shadows, very nice.
Translucent.
I wish I had a little more detail in the bottom right part of the flower, just a little bit.
This part here, just in my opinion only, it just was distracting to me. But I do like the play of shadows an awful lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
understand on the lower left, but I couldn't crop that out without losing some of the, what would have been the green part, which at the base of the petals, which I think looks really cool too.
Yeah. Almost lace.
Yeah. I did crop out a bunch of even more fuzzy stuff on the lower left, because that's from a different flower that was like budding in. And the light is from a little LED thing that I've got.
Were these flowers in
Flash.
your house?
Yeah, that's flowers that I got at the grocery store.
Yeah, oh, it's pretty. Yeah, I think I agree, like in the left-hand corner there, it's just a little distracting, but I still think it's really beautiful.
Thanks.
I
It was
like the use of the light, Beth.
It's what?
I like the use of the light.
Yes, yes. Was that a flashlight or just a, what kind of LED light?
it was one of, it's a little, I don't know if you can see me since it's on full screen, but I bought a set of 4 of these little lights that are on a stand. And if you toss a piece of filter paper over the front of the LED, then it diffuses the light a little bit. And
Okay.
it's really
All
nice.
right.
I can try to find the link to them on Amazon and post it on Reddit later if anybody wants it.
Yeah, I have a collection of different types of lights and flashlights that, because I like to do a lot of light painting, or as you said, using lights in different positions.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if you can find the link, it's something that I would be interested in.
Yeah. It's
Hey, Marge.
it's possible I used my Loom Cube because I got a Loom Cube for Christmas.
Okay.
But
Marge,
I think it was one of these.
how do you get the picture full screen?
You will after I get off of there.
Because it's only half my screen.
Oh, you? Oh, I'll turn you over to Brian on that.
I don't know when you say the picture to full screen, what do you mean?
Well, only half my screen. You people are all on half my screen and the picture's on the other half.
Oh,
Oh, go up there on the top. You talking you want a full screen?
For the picture, yeah.
Yeah, well, go up there on top. You see where there's a minus and then there's a square and then there's an X?
Mine's-
Up in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah, it says exit full screen.
Yeah,
she has to go where the pictures are of everybody, and she can hit the little minus one at the top to hide the thumbnail video. And then she can get the whole picture.
Thanks for answering, because I use a different system and I don't know how you guys do that.
Well, I think what Carolyn was commenting on, she's seeing all of us probably on the right side of her screen.
Oh, is that it?
Carolyn,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
just put your cursor
yeah.
at the edge of our photos in Margie's screen, you can shove us out of the way.
Yep. Or you can minus it out.
Okay, it's okay. Whatever I'm doing isn't working. All right, just go ahead and I'll do it with this.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's better. Yeah, okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
you see what you're doing? Okay.
There, okay.
When you all are looking at the photography's choice and voting, make sure you always bring it up to the full screen like this. It makes a big difference when you're looking at the picture. Okay, we got a goose.
It looks like it's in the middle of skating because its one leg is up
Oh,
and its wings
It
are
does,
out.
doesn't it?
Trying to balance.
Come on, y'all.
I think it's good how the foreground is in the picture instead of just taking, the photo of the goose on the water. You have a little bit of the rocks
Foreground.
and the ground. Yeah. And the reflections are very nice.
Yeah, I definitely like the reflections on it. And I like some of the foreground too. And I like the idea that the goose is off to your left-hand side, so it has room to move through the picture, as we say we need for your animals and people. I would like to see right up here, this is just my opinion now, to crop it. I keep going up here because it's two-toned. I don't know how to say it. You have your water and then you have your land, and I would like to have just seen that cropped out. That's just my opinion.
Either cropped out or maybe made, well, I think I may have left a little bit more of it in there and straightened it out a little bit. It seems like it's a little crooked.
Crooked, going downhill.
Yeah, a tiny bit, but maybe putting a little, showing a little bit more of the bank. May have made like a border, more of a border.
So that's true. I think because it does go downhill, that it would look better if it was straightened. That might have taken the distraction away.
Thank you. Oh, what are you doing?
What I want to know about this one, where do you find rosebuds this time of year?
On the alley beside my, or an alley perpendicular to my house.
In the other person's yard?
It was on the edge of the property.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had a bunch of rosebuds that were there.
Dang.
That's some hardy bushes.
You better believe it. I know it. Yeah, I wish I would have known. I would have been over there. Are they still there?
I meant to check it out a couple days ago, and I didn't do it. I went a different direction.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going to go back and check it out.
Oh, this isn't the one in Ligonier then?
This was taken in Ligonier.
Okay, at your house in Ligonier?
No, it was taken down at somebody else's house around a little bit about around the block.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Carolyn, do you recall what aperture you might have used on this one?
I used my little point and shoot camera.
Okay. The only reason I ask is the depth of field would have been okay as is if there wasn't so much going on in the background. If you would have had the opportunity to reduce the depth of field just a little bit more to blur out, because there's just a lot of stuff going on in the background.
Yeah. I hear you, and I think you're right.
You might try and desaturate the green channel in order to tone down some of that background.
That's a good idea.
But I think that was melting frost on the flowers.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
No, it wasn't rain. I think it had frosted it a little bit and made it look like.
It looked like rain. Yeah, moisture on there.
Moisture, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but that was taken within the time frame.
Anybody else? I only hear a few people out here making comments. And I know we have a whole lot more people than just 2 or 3. This is a learning experience for you too. So let's hop in and just tell us what you like about the pictures, start off there.
I like the rose color in that.
And,
yeah, and along the stem too. It runs along the stem.
Mm-hmm.
I think that looks pretty.
I like the cockeye part.
composition wise, you could draw from the lower left-hand corner to the upper right-hand corner, just a gentle arc where the flowers are placed. And I thought that was nice placement.
Yeah. Remember, these are just our opinions. You can disagree or you can agree.
I will take insult, Marge.
I would never
kidding.
insult. I would never insult.
I know, Marge.
Everybody's art is their own art.
Carolyn, this was my favorite of your photos. In fact, I actually voted for this for the contest. The colors are beautiful and I'm not quite sure how you accomplish this, but what's interesting is the upper 3 panes are reflecting I assume it's a sunset or sunrise, whatever. And the bottom 3 panes appear to be someone inside. It was really unique looking.
I took that, my husband went into Aldi's to shop and I saw this reflection in the shop beside the coffee shop that's there. And that's not actually people, it's actually a poster.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, I kind of thought the reflection was pretty neat.
Yeah, I really like it. I like how it's distorted.
Yeah, like you're looking through lead glass.
Yeah, it has a surreal quality to it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the red in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely makes you stop and think about it, like what exactly are you seeing here? So I think it works just for that, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And I like the colors too.
Yeah, I had to think about it too, because I know Carolyn doesn't really do Photoshop. And I'm thinking, okay, now what in the world? And you made people think. You really made people think.
Yeah.
So Margie, I didn't notice it the first time I looked at the photo. So I'm curious what we're viewing now. Is the bottom of her photo cut off, or is that dog's eyes really right at the very bottom?
That puppy dog's eye. I would have to ask Carolyn that, but what about it, Carolyn? You see the little puppy dog here with the eye?
I see that. I don't know if it's cut off or not. I'd have to go back to the original. It's been a while since I took it.
Because if that's the case, it's a shame.
It may be that may have been cut off in the poster on the window.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I took a picture. It was a poster and it came out. So I'd have to go check and see if that's in the original or not, because I cropped it some.
Let's see how we do that. I'm trying to do a Photoshop move around.
You know what, Carolyn? If that in fact is the bottom of the photo, then I think I'd crop the puppy's head out of there.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, if you cropped it, you would take off her arm and leave it at joint almost.
It might be nice to see a little more, but the fact that it's there gives another meaning to the photo.
Mm-hmm.
It's unusual. It's unexpected.
Yeah.
I don't even know is that really a puppy? It looks like Yoda to me.
No, it's a puppy.
Yes,
Maybe Yoda.
I guess I should have put my glasses on.
Yeah.
I think we all need to go look in the. I think we all need to go look in the store window to find out whether it was.
Actually, I think it's okay with only half of the eyeball showing. It just makes it even weirder, Just makes you like, wow, what is that? Is that a puppy or Yoda?
Well, if you look in the middle one, there's another one. And it's just the head and part of the ear.
So maybe both of the, well, I don't know if that's a girl or boy. I'm going to assume it's a girl. or petting the doggy, the puppy. I don't know. It just really makes you think, what in the world is happening, you know? I like photos that are different.
Can I jump in here?
Oh, please.
Carolyn, when you were photographing this, could you have taken maybe a half step to the right so a little more of her face showed in that square?
I'm not certain. I'm not certain if, I honestly don't know.
Well, just, my own notion is, if I see myself standing there, my intuition would be to move to the right and down a little bit, and you'd have had everything that is there, plus you would have had a little more of the face. So in other words, in that lower right-hand rectangle, you would have had a portrait. And of course, you would have still had the sky and all of the other goodies that are there, but then they would have taken second place to the expression and enjoyment that she's having with
My
whatever.
suspicion is that it's hidden by the actual window because it's a poster. It's likely hidden by the frame of the window. I don't know if I could have stood aside and gotten more.
Oh, are you saying that that is a piece of paper that is plastered in the window?
Yes.
So they're the ones that did that,
Yes.
not you. So there was no way you could move all the way to the West Coast and it wouldn't have made any difference.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
Okay.
And
Now
it's
I
the
get it.
same
Right.
with the bottom. I don't think I could have made a difference on the bottom.
Sure. And I also see, if you look at the horizontal line that runs across, there is a curl edge.
Uh-huh.
The paper just rolls into black as it goes up under the horizontal white frame. Okay.
Right.
Oh, now I have a better grasp of what we're looking at. Okay.
Something like this would be nice if you just experiment and take several different angles, bend over at the waist, look up at it, go to the side, then you can always pick out which one is best.
I would have got in and said, move the doggone thing to the right, please.
Yeah, gone in there and tell them, okay, I'm taking it off and I'm moving it over.
Get the hell out of there. If you're going to do it right.
That's right.
I wonder if that poster is still in the window.
You need to go check it out and see. Yeah.
Next time we go to Aldi's, but I doubt that I'll ever get a sunset like that reflected at top.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, it's already there in your camera. All you have to do is you say 2/3 of the bottom horizontally is gone and you've got a beautiful panoramic.
Yeah.
Right.
There you are.
Gotcha.
I know when I take pictures, I take it in so many different angles. I can have one flower, but I can have 25 pictures of that one flower. But I take it in so many angles, and then I pick out which angle I like the best.
The sunset was going so fast, I turned around and tried to get more pictures of the sunset. I didn't realize this was going to turn out this way.
Yeah.
I really didn't expect much.
Well, you got a lot. That's pretty neat.
Thank you.
I'm out of my car.
And there's snow on the ground.
That's right. I'm walking home.
There was snow in Texas, Margie.
Huh?
Yeah.
There was snow in Texas. Just to let you know.
Actually, yeah, I know, but there's always snow in parts of Texas. And Amarillo's just like up here, except for maybe a little colder in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard there was some. We have relatives in Austin, and they said it was snowing there.
I
But
was
it
just,
snows there every couple of years.
I was just letting you know.
Yeah, I know.
That's not
But that snow down there is a cold snow, not like up here.
Yeah.
What kind of snow?
It's cold, COLD. My niece went up to North Carolina in January, and then she went back home to Galveston, and she said she got off the plane. She just wanted to go back up to North Carolina. She says she can't get warm after being in North Carolina because it's so cold in Texas. So when it's 50, 60 degrees, don't think it's warm down there. It's like taking a shower, going outside wet. It is so cold.
It's humid.
That's right. Yeah, the
It's not
humidity is
cold.
bad. Well, it's cold from the humidity.
Yeah.
You all righty?
I like your picture, Marge.
Thank you. You've been up that road enough.
I like the way you got the different houses in there with the snow and everything. Is that your car?
No, you know what my car looks like.
Oh, I don't know one car from another.
I had to park it in back. It was just, you know, the plows were coming by. I normally park it right here. That's my house over here. Okay, guys. How
I
can
kind of
improve
wish,
it?
I like the houses, and I kind of wish it was a little bit more about the houses, because it feels like it's more about the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
that main light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because your eye goes up the road and right to that light,
Yeah.
and only then do you see the houses. The houses look really cool.
Yeah, they do. And the lines leading into the photo are nice as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the snow looks fresh.
It is. If you
Yeah.
look at this light here, you can see some of the real fine snow coming down. Real fine. And you can tell, but if you look at the sidewalks and stuff, it was melting when it hit the sidewalk. But it was a very fine mist. That's why if you look at the sky. I wasn't quite sure. Give me a suggestion, because if I walked down this sidewalk over here, I would have had a problem trying to get the houses right. And I just didn't know how to do it without catching the streets.
Well,
I think
Margie,
it's more the light than the street.
Margie, my question to you is, and this kind of goes along with maybe Dennis and Beth comments, but when I look at this, my question is, what do you want me to see in this photo?
A neighborhood with snow, a snowy night in a neighborhood.
Okay, so the houses on the left side leading up to the street lamp in the back, they can kind of convey that to me. So my question, I guess, although you've got the trees on the right side, it almost seems like you've been better off to choosing one side of the street or the other to photograph rather than to try to get both sides the way it is.
You have a point. It could have been. I'm not quite sure how I would have done that unless I've, taken a picture and got rid of this.
No.
Or maybe Margie should have turned the lights on in her house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There too.
No, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, because I didn't intentionally take it. I was just walking that night. I was walking from neighbors to a home, and I just happened to have my camera and I took it.
You didn't use a tripod?
No,
Wow.
That's handheld.
That's really, really nice. But I mean, to me, when I look at it, it looks like, a representation of a neighborhood, a snowy night in a quiet neighborhood.
Yeah.
I could have added lights over here, and I'm glad you brought that up because it wouldn't have been hard to add lights.
No, next time you do it. If you take it late in the afternoon before it gets dark and the streetlights come on.
That's a good idea. Yeah, because it is pretty bright. And I could have turned this to more of a, yellow. So that it would have, wouldn't have been so bright. Okay, thank you so much.
Margie, Candace isn't on the call, I don't think, is she?
I don't know if she's on there or not. I've got everybody hidden who's on there, so I don't know.
He's not.
Did you still want to go ahead and critique it? I mean, might as well. It's a learning experience. I like the color. I'll start off. I do like the color of it.
Yeah.
And it really stands out with the dark black background. I would like to have seen the whole flower down here, the petals. I'd like to see the whole petal instead of being cropped off. And it looks pretty sharp.
It is sharp. And I was going to tell her to crop in and get rid of those stupid petals.
Yeah.
Fill the frame with a flower.
Yep.
But it is interestingly sharp across a wide range.
Yes, it is. Anyone else?
I'd like a little more light over here, maybe.
Over here. Okay.
I'm sorry. I've got my arrow on it and you can't see it.
Come on, Caroline. Where?
On the lower left quadrant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
And
you can just drop
Right
that
in there, yeah. A little bit more light in there would have.
That's easy.
Yep.
That's easy. The radial filter, and you could use it just once as a sort of a elongated football shape on the left side, slanted slightly to the left, or you could take some smaller ones. You could make one down in the lower part and then in the upper left, and just a tiny bit of exposure or lightening, or you'd have to sample it to see which one works best. But I overuse the radial filter because I find a little spot that I don't like. It needs to be lightened, and boy, that thing comes in handy. The radial filter in Lightroom.
I agree with Dennis. Either crop it in so it's just a flower, or zoom it out a little bit so I can get those petals on the edges in the photo.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's really nice, just like it is. But if you wanted to lighten that a
Bring
little
out the
bit,
shadows a little bit. Yes.
yeah, wouldn't take much. Just a tad, just a hint of light going in there relieves it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, regarding the cropping in or cropping out, the pistils / stamen in the bottom right.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom. I'm looking more to the right, Margie.
Oh, I'm sorry, right here.
That group there, it's too close to. I mean, that's an important feature of the flower, obviously.
Yes.
And it's too close to the edge for it being as prominent as it is. So that's where I think, again, either cropping in or cropping out would then eliminate that, in my mind, from being out of place.
How could you do that? What would you do to the rest of the flower to get rid of it?
No, well, someone suggested cropping in further.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis said
You would crop it in and eliminate that.
I think it's a very important now. Then, I do a lot of documentation of flowers, so I find it a very important part of the flower. But
Here's
I
what-
think this part here needs to be lightened up. So you can have almost symmetric.
Oh, okay.
I think
Here's,
it-
go ahead,
It's
Dennis.
not a photo, depends what you want to accomplish. The photo is not, it is no longer of the flower. It's a photograph of a form, color, shape, texture, and you could easily get rid of the stamens. If you wanted to photograph the flower, then you need to see it all.
There you go.
It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. You know,
That's good.
I wouldn't hesitate to crop those out
Mhm.
and zoom in on the heart of the flower, so you can see the texture and the form and the you know, the contrast and the color. There's a lot of contrast. It has a lot of color contrast. Or if you want to photograph the flower, then you need the flower.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what she was going for.
Well, it's nice though.
But you're right, Dennis. It just depends upon what you are going for. Okay. I did it again, didn't I?
That is in one
No critique
one
necessary.
deeply in trouble land.
They
After
have
all
it done.
Were any
We hope
animals
that's what they're
injured in the
doing.
taking of this photo?
What, was anybody injured?
Yes.
No, we all survived, including me.
Were you able to get into pin with them? Is that what you're saying?
No, I was probably leaning over the fence there.
Were they young ones? They look like they're young ones.
I'm not sure. I don't think they're that young. I know the light colored one, I'm pretty sure both of them were there last at least a year. So they're not, you know, super young. But that particular day, that's the first time I've ever seen them wrestling. So I went there just, I think I was testing out another lens and wasn't really prepared for an action shot. I didn't think I was going to be taking action shots, but so that was not set up real well, but I thought it turned out okay. I cropped in on it somewhat and you could still see his eye. So
He's got a good catch light in his eyes.
yeah, that's what I like.
And pretty small.
Yeah. Since I haven't been able to take any photos of my son wrestling lately with wrestling canceled, I had to settle for alpacas.
I like it.
Well,
Anybody else?
is the crop okay the way I just have them centered? I guess there's not too much you could do.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, Suzanne, and again, this does not bother me whatsoever because I'm focused on the wrestling match. Your wall in the background looks like it's sloped.
Yep.
Yeah, it is sloped, but I could have straightened it, but I mean, in real life, it's sloped like that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I agree with you. I could have straightened it a little bit, and I think the alpacas still would have looked all right. So I can do that.
It's not distracting to me because all of my focus is right here on the alpacas.
Yeah. There's no penalty in straightening the wall.
Right.
Okay.
This is the one that came in first place, which is Suzanne's.
The color treatment's outstanding.
I love the color treatment. And I voted for it only because
It does look awesome. Did you do anything special with that, Suzanne?
In Lightroom, I can't remember. I used a preset. one of the presets in Lightroom, but I don't remember exactly which one it was.
Well, you picked a good one.
Cross-processing
Yeah.
Ektachrome or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was, I don't think, you know, it wasn't just one of the presets they had. And I liked it, you know, so I cropped it a little bit. I think I did have to straighten it slightly. That was all I did really.
Well, I like it showing the mud
Mhm.
and how the horse is eating, you know, what little hay there is while he's standing in the mud. I mean, it tells a story there. And, you know, I've had horses, so I've been through that muddy situation.
Yeah.
And it just brought me back to, you know, home is what it did.
Yeah, I mean,
Horse is in pretty rough shape.
well, he actually has mud on him. I think he
Yeah.
was rolling in the mud.
They do.
But,
They definitely roll in that mud and you're having to brush them all the time.
I mean, there's nothing, you know, unusual or great about the photo. The reason I chose it, I just like the title I gave it. They just seemed contented, and I felt kind of contented just looking at it, you know.
Oh, I think the light coming off of the horse, especially on the, well, both of them, the one on the outside, the way it lights his side, the way the side is lit, the
Yes.
exposure that you gave it, the way
Yeah.
it the light comes from the left and hits on the right. I like that. And also the other horse, the way the light hits his head just enough so that there he is. You can see him and his interest in his partner there.
Yeah. The lighting is great on it too.
I like the lighting.
Yeah.
And like I said, the mud
Yeah.
itself tells a story because if you've ever owned horses, you know that they roll.
Mhm.
And they roll on their back and, you know, it's just something they do and they get all muddy and all really bad looking. And if it's in the winter time, you don't really wash them. You let them dry and then you take them in the barn and you just brush. So it tells, I guess to me, it tells a story about what they go through.
Yeah, well, that's something I didn't even think about. Thanks for mentioning that.
And don't take this wrong, but it reminded me of back when interior designs was real big. And they had photos of horses. And this just reminds me of one of the photos they may have had that, you know what I mean? I'm a horse person, so I love it, of course, but it just reminded me of something like that, and I like it. It's homey and
yeah,
you know, it's down on the farm.
Yeah, that's it. The color really did it. I really like the process you used.
Thank you.
Code.
I really didn't know what to think about this one too much. The white at the bottom there, it's like a hill, you know, and so the farm dropped down after the hill there a little bit. I deliberately left it the snow looking as white as I could, just to give it kind of a little bit of a look of a painting. And I tried to keep the colors a bit soft also, but I'm looking forward to critique on this one because, to be honest with you, I'm really not sure if I cropped this right or, you know, or anything on it really.
Suzanne, is there a reason that the left edge is where it's at? Was there something restricting your view towards the left, that red barn like that's at the very edge? And the reason I'm asking is the entire right side of the photo doesn't have anything of interest.
Almost wasted space.
Yeah, and it seems like the interest is the farm in the snow, but it's all shoved over to the left side.
Well, I think when I was looking at this, I was trying to show like the emptiness too of the field and the bleakness of the snow. So
Okay.
I did cut off some of the farm. I have other versions of it where I have more of it, and even versions where I don't have that hill in the front. But over to the left, there were trucks and stuff too. So, I mean, it wasn't real great over on the other side, but I could, you know, do a version with more of the farm showing and less of the field, if you think that would work better.
I would like to see a version of that, and trucks is part of life, so it could add to the story.
Okay, well, maybe what I could do is put a couple other versions on, and you know, you guys could let me know which one you like the best, because like I said, I really didn't know about this one, but the only thing I just like the bleakness of the snow.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
Well, you know what, Suzanne, with that in mind, I don't think I would have made my comment if you had actually cropped in from the left and eliminate that red barn.
See, I would crop over past the silo. Either that or made the silo the left edge.
Yeah, where Margie's doing now, it would work better, I think, without the red barn being cut off.
Yeah, because that's the first thing I go to, really, is almost a red barn. It's a contrasting color from the white.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I would put the silo as the left edge.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. All right.
Because I kind of like the field and the way the trees look beyond the field and the fences.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you can make all kinds of pictures out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Like I said, I got, you know, different versions of it.
Sure.
But I like that idea of just completely getting rid of that red smaller barn over there. Okay.
And we can critique it, the new ones you put up, put critique on it, and we can critique it at the next WPS meeting if we have time.
All right.
Okay, let's jump in there.
I like it. I like the way it's framed in the branches and the color.
Just wish the bird wasn't cut in half.
Well, I think it's just, you know, it's a little bit, and I do like the subject itself. I would like to have seen it sharper, give a catch light to the eyes. It's, you know, because there's no catch light, it just looks dead on the eyes. But I do like the subject.
I think I would have cropped the right side a little bit more to give him a little bit more room in the photo. It just seems like he's like on his way out.
I think you lose the color of the bird too much in the background.
I have a question about file size. Is that as big as it gets?
Really cropped.
So it was, yeah, that's what I was thinking, that
I can't get it any larger. Yeah, I can't. So it's been really, really, cropped in is what it did. And I think that's the reason it's out of focus the way it is. Because it has been cropped in quite a bit.
Well, yeah, it's been reaching the edge of the capability of the lens and the imager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great subject, though.
Mm-hmm. A colorful bird.
Yep, sure is.
And the two major branches sort of capture him in there.
It really does. Yeah, right
Yeah.
here and right here. Okay. Anything else? Is Bob here tonight? No. I really like this photo. I like it a lot. I like the way the green, just a touch of the green leaves show through. This I would have toned down a little bit. To me, I found that one log over here distracting. But I do like the branches weeping, snow on them, and it's highlighted, the green is highlighted, but all the snow. Next.
Can I ask a question about taking snow photos? Does anyone change their white balance in the camera when they're taking snow photos, or you just don't bother and just use exposure compensation, or both?
Well, most cameras will underexpose snow.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to add some exposure compensation.
Yeah, but you don't change your white balance in the camera for?
No, never.
I
shoot in RAW, and then if I need to fix the color later, I'll fix it in post.
Yeah, I do that as well.
I do that too. Yeah.
All right.
And I do overexpose mine a little bit when it comes to snow. Not much, because you don't want it blown out. But usually it's easier just to throw it in Lightroom and fix it, or Photoshop and fix it.
But it's actually not a fix. It's because the camera's done what it's designed to do.
Well, I think
you just
make it the way I want it.
Yeah, make it the way you want it.
Yeah.
It wasn't an error.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, any other comments?
On the subject of overexposure, underexposure, on exposure, there is a feature in a lot of cameras that give you a warning when you're reaching overexposure. And it is a setting that will allow the most overexposed part to switch between black and white. It'll just be like a warning light going back and forth, like whatever the shape of the clouds. If you had a white elongated cloud, there'll be elongated jumping back and forth between light and dark. And then if you lower your, or rather you increase your exposure, rather if you lower the exposure, you can, as you begin underexposing it, you begin to see that they stop, and that will give you the detail that you need there. That doesn't say anything about the darkest darks, but it does have a warning in some cameras when you're overexposing the snow or the sky.
My camera flashes.
There's different ways, but
and you set it up if you want to see that. You can set it up if you have one that is overexposed. But then you got your history, so looking at that will really help you.
Right, you can use that too if it's If you see that everything is crammed up along the far right-hand side and there's nothing in the rest of the histogram, you're way overexposed.
Yeah, you know you're blown out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless that is part of the picture you want. There's
That's
always
right. You're
options.
so right. Yeah.
There's always options.
There's
but
always.
generally speaking. This one looks like it was exposed right. It looks like it's correctly exposed. There's detail in the lightest areas that I can see. I mean,
Yeah.
it does get to a point where we are looking at an image that is on everybody else's laptop, might be a little bit different, or monitor that they're looking at it on might be a little bit different.
Yeah, well, I think that down in this area, because of all the trees, is giving it a, that it's shaded out, because over here it looks pretty good, but
yeah, generally,
I think that it's just been shaded by the trees.
Well, the critical area, I would think, in an exposure like in a frame, is a scene like this, would be the brightest area. And everything else sort of falls into place for it. Also, there's not an excessive blue or anything in there, so
yeah,
whatever the balance was, that seemed to work out pretty well too. The greens look like a genuine green that you would expect underneath that ice.
Yeah.
Well done, Bobby Jesus.
How many people do we have on tonight? Because I only hear half a dozen of you guys.
13 right now.
13.
Okay, y'all need to speak up. This is a learning experience.
Oh, this one's really nice. I like that. I'll speak up. I like this.
You're a good man, Rex.
You know what I would like to do with this photo? Make it into a puzzle. Give it to my enemy.
You're mean.
It kind of looks like my background.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking that this could go on a wall somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, this could be a wall size. What I call a sofa size is the term that I like to use.
Yep.
Sofa size. Put it over the sofa.
Yeah, that's really nice. Now, see, I probably would have looked at that and I wouldn't have seen the potential in that photo. You know, I would have walked right by those trees and
not
wouldn't have even realized.
Yeah. Dennis is good about picking this this type of photo out.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
It's all about the contrast, and it looks great.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep.
This is Jim and I had a conversation on the phone, I think the day before, and he mentioned about going to Mammoth. So I said, well, I'll just follow that lead. And the next day I went to Mammoth. And this is on the dam side, walking as close as I could get to the woods with an iPhone. And it's cropped out of an iPhone photograph.
Wow.
Oh boy.
What kind of iPhone?
It's a real iPhone. There's only one iPhone. And it's, I don't know which one it is, a 10.
Okay.
So I thought, and I just, it's a personal taste. I just like these mini panoramas, and the snow had stuck to the trees. So I thought it turned out all right.
Yeah, I did.
You know what I like about one of the many things that I like about it is how the texture from left to right in the bottom third changes as it goes up through the thickest part of the trees, and then it goes up again into a different pattern in the upper part of the trees. So I like the way the lower third, the center, and the upper third look. They each have their own thing going on.
It's very Japanese.
Very nice. It is. It is. The delicate detail.
Yeah, I should print it.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
That's one big piece of paper you're going to be printing up.
Yeah,
I like the balance of it all.
like what?
I like the balance of it all.
Yeah,
You're the group of the trees on the right and the group on the left kind of balance each other out. And then you have the two middle ones. And then you have that extreme middle one with
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of like symmetric
it's pretty balanced.
here. Yeah, and then you have
print it as a
the
triptych.
other way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the shrubbery almost makes a frame too, a
Yeah.
bit of a border. But yeah, those trees on the extreme left and extreme right, they're almost like a
Symmetric
mirror
type.
image. Yeah, that's really cool.
I didn't do that. I don't know how I got to Dennis's. Just past best, totally up. There we go.
I was out playing with a lens baby and found, I don't know what what plant these are, but these were hanging in somewhere's in the back of the yard.
Nice.
Beth, what's really nice about that is the way the lighter bokeh, if you will, that forms around the seed pod, if you will. It's almost like it was just intentionally put back there.
To highlight the seed pod.
Yeah.
I was half sticking my head into the bushes to get it exactly in that spot. Because the first shot that I took, I could see all the like glowy stuff in the background. I was like, ooh, that's cool. So I moved so that I could get it so that the lightest areas were right behind the seed pods.
That really frames it well.
Good job, Beth.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what people need to do. You need to position yourself with a belly shot, or if you're having to move branches aside to get that kind of shot.
As long as they're not poison ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sharpness in the center of that, whatever that is
Yeah, the pod right here.
Why didn't you crop more?
I think just because I liked it like that.
Okay.
I don't even remember if I was cropping anything bad out or just
like more minimalist.
Cropping a little.
The detail's great.
I wanted the seed pods a little bit off center too. I didn't want them right in the middle.
And this is one, it's like the more you look at it, the nicer it becomes. You know, you notice the soft colors of the seed pods in the back and the sharpness of the one in the front. And then I think the background is perfect for it. It's really pretty.
I don't entirely like the twig that goes through the back.
The lower one?
Well, no, because the lower one is the one that the seed pods are hanging from.
Yeah, the upper one.
Yeah, that one is, it's another twig from the same bush of whatever it is, but.
Looks like it belongs there.
I know. If you took it out, it just went, I don't think it would look as well. You know, it's good if you took it out. You know, I like the triangle look of it. I like it.
I like the overall effect.
Thanks.
Beth, that twig that you commented on, and I have no problem with it. If there was like a ½ of an inch separation between the top of the seed pod and the upper twig, that would have helped it.
Yeah, I think that's part of what does it for me.
Yeah. It actually looks like the pod is coming from here and along the stem here.
Mm,
2 different places. So a little gap in between would have been
yeah.
fairly nice. Yeah.
That halo effect almost looks like it's covered with ice.
Yeah.
It might have had some. I know that this was a kind of cold day, but
Anybody else?
There's still kind of frosty stuff on some of the other seed pods.
Okay. Did I bring it in too much?
Yeah. It's cute.
Now it's an ornament that it can swing when you, as long as it gets put on the right kind of branch so that it's got room. There's this one, and then there was another one that only had one elf on it when I was a kid, and I think my brother has it, I hope. And those were always the last ones that we would put on so that we could put them on and swing them.
Yeah.
Does it swing by itself or do you have to energize them?
You have to move it. But
Yeah, okay. The glowing lights in the lower left and the upper right, I think add a nice detail.
thanks.
Are they lights?
The tree itself had normal Christmas lights. The snowflake look to them all is because I used one of the creative apertures in a Lens Baby lens.
Oh.
And I made a snowflake one myself last year,
Neat.
I think.
You made a snowflake aperture.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool. That would make a nice Christmas card.
You're getting called back to the view camera days.
Yeah, that was really creative.
I love the way the light catches just part of the cat's face. And of course, she's got a good catch light in there too, but it highlights the face.
Mhm.
And
I
the
like the
rest is
reflection, her reflection in the glass.
Mhm.
At first, I was looking at the crop and I thought, maybe you should come in. And then I thought, no, because that's where you see a secondary image. It's it's called, what is it? Discovered. It's called the process of discovery. That's the word I was thinking of, where you look at an image and you see something, then you go, oh, wait a minute, here's something else.
Yeah.
Process of discovery. And the whiskers are sharp as a blade.
Mhm. I would like to have seen this toned down or made black and white, you know, just something, because the green just throws it off a little bit.
I agree with you, Marge.
You could crop off the right side to the end of that curtain.
Yep.
The subject is the cat and reflection.
That's exactly right. And cropping it off would have worked. Or even just taking this out, you know, or even making that a black.
If you just ran a selection on that green color and then changed it to a more appropriate color or turned it into a shade of gray, something like that, and you're good to go, because I kind of like having that cat all the way to the edge of the frame. I'd rather
gray. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd trade in changing the color of the drape rather than a piece of the cat. I like the pink in the ears showing through, almost transparent, or it is transparent. It is transparent light. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like the way the light comes into the face.
I do too. Yeah, I would definitely change that into gray.
Mhm. All
Would
by
you-
itself, yeah. Leave the rest of the coloration as is.
Would you have to do that in Photoshop, or can you do that in Lightroom, change that green to gray?
Either.
Well,
Either.
you certainly could turn down the saturation
Yeah.
in Lightroom.
Yeah, Photoshop too, just go to hue saturation, get rid of the, just get rid of the green, go to the green and then desaturate it, I guess you could say, and it'll turn it into the gray. It's easy to do.
Well, my cat is officially jealous.
Well, you know what I like too is you can actually see the whole face right here.
Yeah.
So, and only half of the face here, but the way she caught it, you can really see the whole.
I don't know if it's distracting or not, but it's a double reflection. There's two reflected cats.
Yes, there is.
We don't need 3 cats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a distraction. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This also gives some ideas for the scavenger hunt using the window light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and reflection.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. The very first thing I want to say, and you all heard me before, that I got burned out of landscapes and, just plain landscapes. I see so many of them. And I always feel like they need to have another subject in there. Now, this is just something I'm going through right now. And that is something going through there. And I like it. I really like it because of that. If we didn't have her going through there, it would be just another landscape.
And
Well, like I said, it's something I'm going through right now.
I think the person adds an incredible amount of drama and gives
Yeah.
the scene scale. It's a nice
Yep.
photograph.
You took my word, Dennis.
That's it.
Scale. Mm-hmm.
Where's it at, Jim?
That's at Mammoth. I was on the far side of the lake. And I think, Margie, you said her, it's actually a he. He was walking the opposite direction that Pat and I were. And I started taking some, just because of the red jacket, I took some shots while he was in close proximity to me and didn't really like any of them. And I stood there where I was and waited for 5 minutes to him to get over to the far side of the lake there and put him at a distance with the background.
Yeah, he's framed. He's right in between those bushes. And that makes it nice. I wasn't sure if it was Pat or not. So it's a guy instead.
I thought Jim made Pat stand there.
I thought he made Pat do it too.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he's done it
I've
before.
done that. She just didn't have a red jacket on that day.
Yeah, I think that's a great photo. I really like that.
I like it because of that. Like I said, if it was just a photo of the trees and etc., I'm burned out of that. So adding a subject in there that draws your eyes made the photo, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Jim? Jim?
Yeah.
Rex? I have a question. I'm not sure. I'm not decided. I like it the way it is. I was going to ask about contrast in the rest of the scene. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I like it this way. I like it the way it is. But I also when I immediately looked at it, I thought, oh, I think I want to put some more contrast in it if it was mine. And then I'm thinking, no, think about what was intended here. And when I look at the
Rex,
contrast,
I hear you. it was a snowy, hazy day.
Right.
That's pretty much the way the scene looked.
Then we're fine where it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Rex, it's an interesting point. I would have played with it,
Uh-huh.
with the contrast, but I think it's very subtle the way it is, and I'm not sure you'd want to, you know, a high contrast black and white, even with the red coat. I think that would kind of defeat the purpose.
Yeah. Well, when I was thinking about when it's done, what is the message being sent? And I look at the scale, which means that's something that the photographer, the artist wanted me to see. And I look at the contrast of it. That was something that was part of what made this image happen. And so I thought, okay, this is why I thought maybe it's fine just like it is. But my tendency would have been to at least explore more contrast.
I
can try that, Rex, and see what it
No.
looks like.
The other suggestion that I would make is to put the walker at the base of the image. Prop up so that the walker is close to the bottom of the image. I don't know what it's going to do to it.
Where it is,
Just a thought.
Like where your name is.
What's that?
Maybe like crop above your name.
Yeah, crop above your name.
Marty doesn't like your name.
No, you know, it's not really the red walker gives character to the photo, but the photo is the big background. And if you were to, I think, go up above your name and just see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure above my name. I might go with below my name.
Yeah, but you could look at it both ways.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah. I'll play with that and the contrast. Good suggestions.
Well, like I said, I think that it looks really great, just like it is.
Does. Nice. Well done.
Because when I stop and I think, again about, well, look, this is a big world, and here's a person, and look how small this person is in this very big world, and look at the weather. The weather shows through too.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about what it is.
Go
ahead, Marty.
I just said I like it. It's got that pop of red in my winter scene. And I'm not one that likes red, but I like it when it's in a winter scene.
Like we're in Brian's country.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sharp, very sharp.
Yeah.
Is that little spikes that I see to that snow? Brian? He's not with us, is he?
What do you mean?
Oh, on the bottom of your shoes.
Well, I had them on. I can guarantee you that.
I know. Just harassing you.
Yeah.
I love how much detail there is in the rocks underneath the falls, because I know how dark that area is, but it looks natural in this.
And the little falls coming off. And
little mini falls.
Fantastic depth of field, almost complete from
I know it is.
toes to horizon.
So Brian, I know you've commented recently that you've stopped using ND filters.
Yeah.
There's enough blur in the waterfall that I would have thought maybe that you did in this case. Do you know what your shutter speed is on this one and how you got there?
Yeah, it's 2 seconds. at f16 and ISO 64.
Okay. Because I think, personally, I think you have just the right amount of blur in waterfall.
And that's at about 4:30 in the afternoon.
On a kind of cloudy-ish day, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
You can get down to 64.
I can go lower, but yeah, I shot that one at 64.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, mine bottoms out at 100, I think.
You should be able to go to 50, Rex.
50, probably a setting, a man in the.
Maybe one you have to enable.
Yeah, I think so. I know I can go the other way up into a crazy 250, 200, 250,000 or something like that, but or 64,000 in the 5D, I think. But otherwise, no, I've never used the low end.
Yeah, my camera will do native 64, and then it has two drops below that that it can go as well.
Wow. 32.
Yeah, mine bottoms out at 100, which is annoying sometimes, but.
It's like Panatomic X.
Brian, how come you don't want to use ND filters anymore? I guess I missed that talk.
I really just quit carrying stuff with me. I'm taking less and less with me. So one of the things I eliminated, if you fool with the exposures and figure what you and there's occasions where I wish I had them with me, but if you fool with the exposures with the understanding that you have to make some adjustments in Photoshop or in Lightroom afterwards, for the most part you can get what you want. Now at noon, that may not have been, I may not have been able to get down to 2 seconds on that, but this was, like I said, I went intentionally after work on a Saturday. I didn't get up there till about 4:30 in the afternoon, so I didn't have much daylight left, knowing that would give me the exposures that I wanted, because this lens only goes down to an f16, so that's as far as it'll stop down. You can't get into that f22 range, so you gotta go when the light's going to be what you need it to be.
Is this a wide angle prime?
35 millimeter, yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, I can't find anything wrong with this photo.
I like the green too. That just adds to it, in my opinion.
I'm assuming you had it on a tripod, Brian?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I carried a camera with a 35 millimeter lens and a tripod down in there. That was all I took with me.
Camera was lightweight anyway.
Yep.
Nice. Michael's not here, is he?
No.
I hadn't seen him for a while.
Nice, really nice.
There's a lot of depth to it.
Yeah.
This was well thought out. I like the way the trees on either side fit. They fit, and the curved fallen tree arcs along, gives a nice grace to it.
I like the evergreens in the front.
Yes, the texture in front. And all the shades of gray are there. Nice job.
Anything else?
The fine detail all the way up at the top edge.
Yeah.
Very fine detail. In the middle.
Anything else? That takes care of all of these photos here. I don't know if we have time to do a couple of more. Some of these we have already critiqued, some we have not. I don't think this has been critiqued. Do you remember?
Yeah, we talked about that one.
We sure did. That was the bog. Yeah, we definitely talked about the bog. I remember that one. All right, we didn't get this one.
Must not have been there, Margie. We talked about that in one of our meetings.
No, we talked about this one, I know. Did we talk about this one?
Yeah.
We did both.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know we
that-
talked about these.
That was a before and after that I posted up there where I
Right.
had to, where I had to repair a lot of stuff. But
Okay,
they were both discussed.
okay, all right. All right, well, we have the Pittsburgh. We could do a couple of these real quick before we run out of time. I know Annie's working late tonight.
I think we talked about her, Tiger.
We might have.
we-
There was
we
one
did.
time that I missed.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Okay,
we talked about the background.
okay. And this you talked about?
I think so.
Okay, because there was one time that, like I said, I did not make it to the, so I don't know. So I guess y'all are saying you already went through all of these.
Mm.
Okay, if y'all are saying we went through them all, then that is it on the critiquing. But what I'd like to do each week is critique those that were in the photographer's choice contest. And then if you've got critique up here and we don't get to critiquing it while we're, while it's just put into the critique file, then I'd like to be able to go in there and critique those photos too. Did anybody learn anything?
Sure.
Yeah, I always learn something, but just so I remember later what I learned tonight.
Yeah, it's always your opinion. And if you don't get involved in it, there's, you know, it's, you're not going to be able to learn. I'm sorry, I'm playing here. Okay, I need to get out of here. Take me out. I don't know how to get out. I don't know how to get out of it. I have got to learn how to get out of this mess. Brian, are you there?
Your green share screen,
Oh,
the
gosh.
bottom green
Sharing.
share screen.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Rex.
You're out.
Oh, my gosh. I'm out. Okay.
He has something he wants to show you guys.
All right.
So hold on, let me get rid of my background so that you can see.
Oh, we got another goodie. Gosh. What's the
Oh,
call date?
He's got wicked cool dragons.
All
I
from
didn't-
Ninjago.
I have to figure out some good pictures of these things.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I have
mean,
some
you're
ideas
really
not involving these, but
Is that a creature or a spacecraft?
Creature. It's from a Ninjago.
it's a four-headed dragon.
Of
Yeah.
course.
And each head has a different element. One
Like
has
the
fire,
Steelers?
one has water, and one is earth, and the other one is lightning.
Wow.
Fantastic. What was that again? Earth, fire, water, and what?
Lightning.
Air? Lightning.
Yep.
Okay.
Lots of little pieces.
Did you put that together yourself?
Yeah.
Nice job.
He's pretty good at putting together Legos.
hmm
I like the wings.
I do too.
Yeah, it's functional.
Yeah.
Good job, Nate.
That's awesome.
Nice, Nate. Uh-oh. Show and tell.
Nice.
I can fix it.
Now you show us how you build it.
So our next meeting is going to be,
20th.
yeah,
Next Wednesday.
yep.
Don't forget we have a photo walk Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Brian,
9:30, Adams Falls.
9:30?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's your
Brian.
time or the club's time, Beth?
okay, Brian,
Yes.
we're having trouble getting Reddick on the new laptop. You may have to send me a new OK or whatever it is you send.
Just sign in with your name. It'll be there.
We tried it. It doesn't work. It didn't work. I think we tried that.
As long as you sign into your Reddit account, it'll be there. It has nothing to do with me at all.
Well, we can't get into my Reddit account. It's asking for something that I don't have.
A password.
I think I have. There's 3 things with it: password, email, and something else. It's something else that.
Okay. Well, then you'll have to, if you start a new Reddit account, because there's nothing I can do on my side. I don't have anything to do with that part.
Do you have your password?
I have the password. I have the email, but I don't have the 3rd thing.
So you're
We went through so much today getting this thing set up. I can't remember everything. But I can't get on Reddit on the new computer.
Have you
Don't know why.
loaded Reddit to the new computer?
What?
You did load it into the new computer. You downloaded Reddit, right?
I think. Yeah, we got downloaded it by, I think. Oh, Lord.
Well, it's just a website. There's nothing to download, I don't believe.
No.
Yeah,
But
go to any website.
It's
Yeah, go-
downloaded.
You
You're
don't,
right. It is. I'm thinking about my phone again. I've been working with my phone all day. You don't need to download Reddit.
yeah, you just go
Just
to, you
the
go,
website and use your password and get in.
The password didn't, okay.
okay.
It just didn't work. We really worked at it to try to get into it.
Okay. But I mean, signing into Reddit has nothing to do with our group. You have to sign
Yeah,
in.
but we need to have your permission to get in
No.
the group.
If you already have a Reddit account and you sign into your account, Reddit, your group for here will already be there. There's nothing else I can do until you get into your own Reddit account.
What if I can't get into my account?
Then you'll have to start a new account.
That's what I'm saying. I need to, okay.
Well, once you start a new account, then just send me your new name and I'll put you in our group then.
Reddit should be able to help you sort out your account.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't remember how far we got on Reddit because we did this on everything. I mean, it took us most of the day to get this thing set up.
Was
with
Fred
everything.
there?
What?
Fred there?
Yeah,
Fred.
yeah. Couldn't have done it without him. So, all right, I'll see what I can do. But if you hear from me, Brian, it's because I set up a new account.
Yeah, if you set up a new account and get a new name, just send it to me and I'll put you in.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted you to know that you may be hearing from me, and that's why.
That's fine.
Okay.
Mary Ann, I got you in. I know you're on here, but you haven't said much tonight, but you're in Reddit now too. All right. Well, it's a little after 9. If there's nothing else, I will see some of you on Sunday. And those that don't show up there, maybe we'll see you on Wednesday here again.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
You'll know if I
Thank
show up
you
or
for
not.
reading the critique.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Thanks, Margie.
Thank
Brian,
you.
welcome. Thank you for getting involved in the critique.
Okay, guys. Thank
Good
you.
night, team.
Have a
Brian,
good
if
night.
you happen to see Trixie jumping on you, then that means I'm there.
Okay.
Okay, Brian, it's Mary Ann. I did get into Reddit and I am hoping you got my dues.
Yes, I got those too. Yes.
Okay, and I enjoyed tonight tremendously. I don't know a whole lot of stuff, but I sure learned a lot tonight. Thank
All
you.
right. Good. Thank you.
Night, Brian.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Right.
Bye.